Hello everyone, today we're playing some Hogwarts Legacy. We're going to... What are you? Well, I guess we're going to be doing that real quick. I mean, it's available, so... why not? Besides, it should only take maybe 3-4 minutes. Nowhere near the time for an episode, so... I should be in the clear. I am hoping to get a broom upgrade soon, but let's face it, I have no clue when that's going to happen. I've already completed the challenge, so I feel like, if anything, it's locked by story progression, which is going to make it take forever given how I focused on side quests before main story progression.
The Pinch Smedleys will always look upon you as a trusted ally and friend.
Well then, can I just consider this one because it's, you know what, whatever. I know the answer to that.
Hello, Grace. What are you doing here?
Nice to see you. Thank you again for your help at the lake. I've become quite
no
good
problem.
at Summoner's Court, and I'm waiting for my next opponent. I suppose that's you.
I suppose so.
Shall we begin?
Yes,
I'm
as
game.
soon as my
Well,
nose stops
let's see
itching.
what you're made of.
Oh no, it itches worse. Great. Oh my goodness, what the heck is going on here? Oh!
That's the way to do it.
Let's go for the most challenging one first, I guess. Oh.
Accio.
I am way behind. Gotcha.
What a remarkable shot. Accio.
I'm hoping she fails. Oh, thank goodness. I may yet win this. But it's gonna take...
Accio!
Ooh.
Seems I got the better of you.
I could have went for a tie at the very least, but I wanted to risk it.
Seems you couldn't get the upper hand that time. How about another round?
Finally, someone who's not rubbing it in.
Let's have it.
Then take your mark.
Okay, at least I know generally how
Accio.
far to go
That's the way to do it.
when attempting them.
Accio!
What a remarkable
Okay.
shot. Accio.
I expected that to go a little too far, but, you know.
That's the way to do it.
Sure.
That wasn't what I wanted to see.
I mean, if you got a perfect shot every time, then... Okay, I only really need to just get any points at all, but I'm going for a perfect.
Impressive. Well, it appears I've been bested.
It seems like every time they introduce a new aspect to
Well
it,
done! Diving, summoner's court. Seems there's nothing you can't do.
You played a good game, though, Grace.
I did play rather well, didn't I? Only one student has ever beaten me. She's very good. But if you play the way you did against me, you might stand a chance.
as I was saying, every time they introduce a new aspect to the game, like this or the little whirlpool things that they had, it seems to take a practice round to get adjusted. Oh, hello.
Revelio.
Sorry, gotta see what these are. One is down, but oh, that's
Hello,
because
Hamura.
you're locked. Cool. Aww. A little boring. Well, thank you. It was a rather easy lock to unlock.
Professor, I wondered if I could ask how you came to Hogwarts.
Ah, I suppose that is not an unexpected question. After I told you about my time in Mahutokoro, it was a simple matter of fate, really. After my experience with the Toyohashi Tengu, I was determined to find work that would fulfill me. I accepted a position with the Japanese Ministry of Magic. I cannot tell you the specifics of my work. A few years into my post, I had the honor of working with Professor Weasley, at the time a curse breaker for the British Ministry.
Professor Weasley was a curse breaker for the Ministry.
She was. But I would advise you not to inquire upon it. She is quite clear that her focus is now Hogwarts. We coordinated, shall we say, defensive efforts on a particular matter, and were talking one evening about the rigors of our respective positions. She mentioned plans to return to Britain and Hogwarts specifically. I noted I could appreciate her decision. Her description of the school was so enchanting that when she wrote to me a few years later about the open position of flying professor, I was intrigued.
Fair enough.
I suppose I can understand wanting to move on from all that you went through with the Tengu.
But that is not at all what happened. I was not moving on. What happened will always be a part of me. I learned from it. My reason for
Fair,
coming to
as one
Hogwarts
should.
was to expand my horizons.
Then you enjoy being a flying instructor, even after all that happened.
I do. And not despite all that happened, but because of it. You would do well to let lessons be just that. Lessons. Learn from your errors, in judgment or otherwise. I am proud to impart
Fair.
such knowledge upon students, no matter where in the globe they may reside.
Okay, I've got to admit, that is the true embodiment of a great teacher, in my opinion. Because a lot of people and a lot of teachers, now not saying everyone, but a lot of people in general. I did not realize I could go in here. A lot of people will, how do I say this? They will view mistakes as something to forget. And honestly, I myself have been guilty of this a few times, because some things you just want to not remember. We've all gotten moments like that in our lives, but mistakes are something we should learn from and continue our lives with. But that's not always an easy task, especially for some. That's not to say that it's impossible, though. Now, if you're like me and have odd cases of anxiety over things that happened years ago, but yet you cannot really do anything about them, one of the most reassuring ways I've found to deal with it is to think it's over with. Why focus on it? But if it's something you still haven't learned from, then I highly recommend not doing that. It would just deprive you of personal growth.
I will have you know that your so-called pets were found spinning webs in your mother's shoes this morning. This is ludicrous. I am putting my foot down quite literally on anything I see with 8 legs.
Well then. No, I can't blame you on that. Are you going to? Okay. What are we learning today? Hopefully something good. Maybe transfiguration? Oh, there you are.
You'll never believe what I've learned.
Cool, let's hear it.
What did you discover in the spellbook we found in the scriptorium?
Salazar Slytherin's spellbook was a little difficult to interpret, but fascinating. Evidently, he encouraged teaching dark magic at Hogwarts. Neither the Imperious Curse nor the Killing Curse was unforgivable during his time. He believed students should be prepared to use dark magic when necessary, not to fear it. That's why we had to use Crucio to gain access to the scriptorium. He didn't want his knowledge shared with anyone who was afraid of the power of dark magic.
I mean, both of these are accurate. In a sense, like, personally, in that scenario, yes, I would regret it, but also I would regret if I allowed myself to just waste away and die in there. Now, on any kind of enemies that would be fighting me, I have no qualms with it. Although I probably won't be using it because every time I've used it, it's been so weak. Weaker than the disarming charm, which practically one-shots people for some reason. I'll just
It was
take
hard to do,
this.
but casting Crucio was our only option.
And I'm glad we did it, because in the spellbook I also found something else. References to a lost relic, which, from what I
Glad
can tell,
was
grants
a
the
little-
holder the power to reverse dark magic curses.
And you think this relic might be able to save Anne?
Precisely. I plan to search for this relic, but I don't think we should tell anyone. Especially Ominous. He wouldn't understand.
I'll be nice.
I see no
about
reason
this,
to
I
involve
guess.
Ominous.
I'm glad you agree. When I know more, I shall send an owl.
Cool.
And don't feel sorry for Ominous. Keeping this to ourselves for now is for his own good.
I'll decide what's for my own good.
Ominous.
Oh.
We were just about to get some air. Care to join?
You're a liar, Sebastian. I heard everything. You swore you'd never engage in anything to do with dark magic again.
No, I didn't.
Did no such
I said
thing.
I understood you wanting that. I'd never swear to give up on finding a cure for Anne.
You don't know when to stop, do you?
I know when not to stop. Leave this alone, Ominous. I'll be on my way.
What just happened to that book?
I am not letting this go.
What? 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 No, 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 no. You can't leave that unexplained. What was that? I mean, I understand both sides. One has dealt with being the target of dark magic. Therefore, the fear of it is understandable. But how are you to not... Okay, for example, put it this way. Imagine the Black Plague were still a thing, and put it in the case of dark magic and curses in this instance. How would anyone find a cure if they did not mess with it? You see what I'm getting at? I understand his fear for being a target of it, but also I don't understand why he would hinder potential progress that could save many in the future. It just doesn't make sense. That being said, let's
Ominous,
move on.
Sebastian meant well.
I know what I heard. You knew I wouldn't agree with this. Going after that relic is not a good idea. Sebastian doesn't even realize it, but he's as irresponsible and reckless now as his parents were years ago. It's why they died.
No, I'm curious
I
about
knew
this.
his parents died, but I never heard what happened.
Mr. and Mrs. Sallow were professors. Spent nearly every waking moment in the cellar library. Noses buried in books. Anne and Sebastian were upstairs when it happened. They heard a sudden crash and ran downstairs, but it was too late. Their parents had crumpled to the floor. A defect with the lamp in the cellar caused the room to fill with an undetectable toxin. Sebastian and Anne were helpless.
Carbon monoxide.
They had no magic yet.
What a horrible story.
It is. That's why I can't understand Sebastian's recklessness. I've practically lost Anne. I cannot lose Sebastian too.
I'm gonna be
Please
perfectly honest.
avoid anything to do with that spellbook.
Those are completely irrelevant scenarios, so why would you even compare them? You said that with such confidence as if they were killed by a curse. No, that was their own... Actually, at that point, it's not even their own fault. If it was a defect in the lamp, then that had nothing to do with them. That was nothing to do with their goals, the time they spent there. It was simply an issue with the lamp. Why would you compare that in any way to this current situation? And with such confidence at that. It makes no sense. You know, this is
Those
the option.
references in the book seem promising.
Everything to do with Salazar Slytherin seems promising until it's too late. I hope Sebastian pursues this no further, but if you think he might, please let me know. It would mean a lot.
Look, I get that he's worried about his friend, but this is in no way something that he should be meddling in this way. Of all the things, he could go about it a completely different way. I feel like I really don't know how to put it at this point, because as I've said, I see and understand both sides, but my mind will always lean towards the side of progress, even if it seems a little treacherous. If it could benefit many in the future, I as long as the person doing the research and work is willing for the risk on themselves, then I feel like it's not something that should be interfered with. Now, if they're imposing that upon others, that's a different story. But that's not the case in this scenario. Hence my disdain towards Ominous over the way he's voiced his opinion. Sorry about that. Ugh. I'll collect those things later, I guess, or no. Oh. Okay, I thought I'd gotten all the mooncalves. Could you focus specifically on the thing I'm aiming at? Which would be wonderful. Okay. Eat already. I know, I'm really just padding for time a little bit because I don't want to end the episode on a cliffhanger like I have so many times before. But I might have to. Can you hurry up?
Revelio.
Alright. Eat already. Alright, that's all of those. I really should. You know what? I have the perfect adventure. But first, I need to check that. Wrong thing. Although, I should be having. Yeah.
Settle yourself. I mean you no harm.
It's the one over here. The unicorn is female. Okay. We're gonna try to find a male unicorn. Let's hope we're successful. Okay, everything's full up. I do apologize for the throat clearing. I mean, at this point, I don't foresee myself not having issues with sinuses and allergies because, let's be perfectly honest, it's something that happens randomly almost all through the year. I have grown accustomed to it over my life. I won't lie. To the point where I barely even notice it most of the time. Aside from the drainage.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
Ooh, treasure chest.
Revelio.
Well, that treasure chest has me intrigued. Okay. There are an fairy here.
Confringo. Incendio.
Come on. Come on, do your little dancing, come on.
Confringo.
Okay, it's saying it's down further. Maybe if I extinguish...
Glacius. Confringo. Accio.
No, it's... wait. That's not it.
Revelio.
That's perplexing, but whatever. There is one here. That's for sure. Now, these are not easy. At all. Let me just, please be male. Please be. Oh. I mean, disappointing, but...
Arresto momento.
As long as I have
I'll look after
two,
you.
it's not as big of a deal. But eventually I will be aiming for being able to breed them. I don't know if that's an option, though. That being said, I believe that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed watching, and have a wonderful day. Until next time, everyone.